you sent me, right, was looking at Beyond Meat's new fake chicken tenders. It's like the vegan equivalent of KFC.
Alright, so I'll ask one more question and I'll let somebody else join.
Gotcha.
So, my stepmom grew up in Wisconsin and she worked on a cattle farm. So,
Okay.
I'm not gonna defend every company out there, like Tyson's Chicken, like I'm not gonna defend them. But there are companies and ranches and farms out there that do this like the right way. Like she grew up where they wouldn't force the cows, they wouldn't like rape the cows, I guess you could say, and like they sustainably ate. Now, do you think that's still wrong to sustainably eat?
Yeah, I would say there's no ethical way to kill an animal ultimately.
Now, why is it bad to sustainably eat meat?
Because you're exploiting the living being that wants to continue their existence. We would never treat human beings this way, even if they were mentally disabled.
Okay, so when you talk about animals having emotions, do animals have big brains? Let me ask you that. Do they have the brains that are... Okay, so do animals have brains like us? Can they think? Can they like feel everything that we do? Do they have like the same type of like brain that we have?
You have like some sort of measurement. Their neurochemistry is in some ways analogous, in some ways disanalogous.
So now here's my point: is if you look at the animal population compared to us, so there's 8 billion people on Earth, and we'll just say 75% of people, 75% of people in the U.S. eat meat. Okay, they eat pig meat. We'll just say that. So there's around 400 million people in the U.S. So 75% would be under 400. There's about 778 million pigs in the U.S. So no, wait, hold on. 338 million pigs. So if multiple meats come out of one pig, don't you think that's sustainably eating? Because you're not killing every pig, but there's more meat going out of one pig than there is multiple pigs and only one meat getting to one family.
Yeah, to be clear, we might be equivocating what we take veganism to be. Okay, so I'm going to be arguing that veganism is an ethical philosophy that seeks to mitigate against the exploitation of animals. Right? So it's an ethical philosophy. We're not here to debate whether or not it is sustainable. We're saying that is there an infringement upon the sentient autonomy of the animals themselves? And if at the end of the day they're all going to be sent to the abattoir to be slaughtered, I would say that's an infringement upon their rights, and we shouldn't be acting in accordance with that.
Okay. So we're considered mammals, right?
I'm sorry?
Are we considered mammals?
Yes.
So we're technically animals.
Yes.
So a mammal is an animal. Therefore, let's put this. If a jaguar kills a pig to eat it, do you think that's wrong?
No.
Why not?
Because they don't have the mental capacity to engage with morality.
So what you're saying is an animal can eat another animal, but it just doesn't have like the mental like things, yeah?
Yeah.
So, but us, which we are considered animals, we can't eat another animal because we have a certain mental like thing.
Because we have the capacity to engage with concepts such as morality, yeah.
I'm not understanding here, because if we're considered animals and other animals can eat animals, just because they don't have the amount of brain cells and the amount of like material that we have to like think and do all this stuff means we can't eat another animal. Yeah,
sure. So beings that don't have the mental capacity to understand whether or not their actions are going to be infringing upon the rights of other human beings or other animals or sentient beings, any of these things, right? We don't act in accordance with what those things do. So an example of that would be just because a lion can eat it, and because we're also simultaneously animals just like lions, doesn't give a justification for a human being to kill their child because animals do it. If you have a greater mental capacity, and so you can conceptualize what you ought to be doing and what you ought not to be doing, then it'd be strange to be pointing to beings that don't have the capacity to do that as justification for why you should or should not do something.
Mm-hmm. So I gotta think about this point. So if we're animals and we have a better mental capacity than some animals, why, just because of that mental capacity, shouldn't we be able to eat meat? Because like I'm trying to bring up here is that you're saying that another animal can eat an animal, but because we're high developed animals, we can't eat another animal.
Yep.
I just like don't see like where the paths kind of cross.
Okay, sure. Have you heard of the standard in law called mens rea?
No.
Okay, so a massive part of convicting someone and finding a suitable punishment is to analyze and prove that there was intent to do the thing with malice or to infringe upon the law that they're being legislated against on, right? So if it's the case that someone has the mental incapacity to not understand what they did was immoral, then you don't treat them the same way as a serial killer that knew exactly what they're doing was going to be infringement upon a certain law. So someone that's mentally disabled, we don't treat identically as someone with an IQ of 150 if they're to commit the identical crime. Likewise, if an animal commits a certain action that a human being, if was to do that action, would be immoral, we obviously don't like prosecute them or consider that to be of like a similar kind of like immorality. Again, I just appeal to my previous answer by saying that there are many actions, even though we're analogous in one trait, being that we're both animals. Just because an animal does something that's immoral doesn't mean that human beings then have a precedent to do that thing. The example could be raping another animal, the example could be killing a cub, like I gave, murdering each other. Just because we're analogous in one sense, in another way we are disanalogous, obviously, through that mental capacity. We are analogous, again, in the fact that we're all sentient beings. So we should be encompassing through a line of sentience rather than of species or life, any other trait. So, okay. Yeah, I was thinking that would be the argument.
So, do you think a jaguar should go vegetarian or vegan or any of that?
I wouldn't apply terms like should to animals, again, because they don't conceptualize morality like us.
Okay. We'll use a monkey, okay? Because monkeys are one of the most closely... hold on, give me a sec. So monkeys are one of the closest, like, they have, like, they're probably the closest to being a human being because we're ancestors of, like, we evolved from... So do you think chimpanzees do eat meat? Do you think a chimpanzee should go vegetarian?
Again, I don't know why we're applying terms like should to animals.
Well, I'm trying to point the fact at is that you have an animal who basically, it might not be able to do everything we do, but we're closest related. Like, they think like us, but they're allowed to eat meat. But no vegan activist is going at them for not eating meat. But when you have somebody who's high developed, like, I get it, pigs, like, we might be overeating, but we're doing the same thing that those chimpanzees are doing, eating meat, but we're getting all of it. Like, where's this chimpanzee hate of them eating meat? Like, this is what I'm confused about.
We might just be talking past each other when we use terms like should or morality, right? If you can, like, posit some sort of, like, science or empiricism that suggests that chimpanzees engage with morality in a similar way that human beings do, then I'll update my view. But I don't think you can do that. The only science that you're going to produce is that chimpanzees do type of actions that are analogous to human beings in a sense that they don't actually understand why this would be in accordance to quote-unquote morality. For example, they may, like, help each other, they may, like build communities together, like, these type of things. Just because on the surface level, on a very superficial level, they do activities that seem to demonstrate some sort of social contract, doesn't mean they have a sophisticated understanding of moral oughts and moral obligations.
Would you count a chimpanzee using sign language as high developed?
Again, you keep using these terms, like, relative to what?
Well, I'm trying to point the fact at is that we're animals, we're mammals, we grew up, like, we used to be monkeys, we grew up, like, eating, like, meat, and now all of a sudden we're being stopped because we're high-developed animals and we can't eat meat. Like, I'm just trying to point the fact at is that you're saying we're high-developed animals, so that automatically means we can't eat meat, but the, like, slowly lower-developed animals can eat meat. Like, I'm just not, like, getting the point here.
Yeah, sure. So when I'm asking you, like, relative to what measurement or relative to what trait, the trait that I care about, because I'm talking about veganism, is again that ethical principle that we're talking about, how we should and should not act towards each other and as sentient beings. So I don't really care about whether or not they can engage with sign language, or they can pass the Lacanian mirror stage, or that they have object permanence, because the thing I care about is ethics and how we all act. And so every time you, like, ask me a question, are they, like, relative to this, I want to be indexed to something like morality. And so if you can prove to me using the empirical method that, like, chimpanzees engage in morality in an analogous way that the sophisticated mind of a human being can, then I would say, yeah, it would be their moral ought to stop eating meat. But because they can't do that, I'm obviously not going to make prescriptions based on monkeys or chimpanzees.
Okay. Alright, that's all I have. Thank you.
Okay, thanks for the conversation. Let's get the next guy up here.
Hello.
Yo.
So I guess let me get a little bit of back information from you. What made you want to be a vegan?
What made you want to go vegan?
Or I guess a better timeline is, when did you want to be a vegan and what was your reasoning for it?
Yeah, sure. So I went vegan in year 8. at high school in the UK. So I'd have been, 13, when I came across the Smiths, the band by Morrissey, their song "Me Is Murder," made me think that it seems a bit strange that we're killing animals and we don't have a good reason to do that. As a result, I dropped eating any kind of meat product. I made my family stop producing meat products for me, and so as we went along, the family kind of abandoned meat products altogether. And yeah, since then I've been making kind of philosophical arguments in the affirmative for veganism.
Alright, so I guess let me carry on with that statement. You guys only eat meat, and is that it in terms of your veganism, or is there more to it?
No, it's any product that exploits animals, so meat, dairy, clothes that are produced by animal exploitation, riding donkeys when you're on like vacation, because they do that in Greece, I think. Last time I went to Greece.
Let me ask you this then.
Yeah, anything that like harms animals. I'm sorry, what?
Do you drive a car?
I don't drive a car. No, I'm a university student.
Okay. Do you ever drink a plastic water bottle?
No, that's fucking awful for the environment. What? Like you have tap water.
So you don't shampoo your hair?
Oh, I shampoo my hair, yeah.
Alright, so you're going against your own veganist ideals.
How so?
Well, shampoo is an animal byproduct, 95% of it, so unless you're finding the 5% that has every nutrient your hair needs, I highly doubt you are not using zero animal products at all. Like none.
Yeah, sure. So if you can demonstrate a contradiction under my view in the form of some sort of empiricism, then yeah, I would absolutely update my consumption, of course.
Sure. Alright, so let's list off things that have animal products that we use in everyday life. You ever eat sugar, toothpaste, brush your teeth, perfume, fireworks?
Let's go one by one. Can we use the shampoo example?
You want to use the shampoo example. Animal products in shampoo, you don't know about that?
I know that they're involved. I wouldn't say it's exploitation, unless they're specifically being breed as a result of that. And if so, then I'd stop producing those.
For example, simple Google search: stearic acid is found from pig stomachs. Casein is usually found from cow's milk. Squalene, a compound that comes from shark liver oil, or keratin. Like if anyone ever used any keratin product, it uses feather, horns, nails, and beeswax. Those are all animal products, which are in damn near everything shampoo based.
Okay, sure. Oh, that's fine. Do you have access to vegan shampoo? Can you make vegan shampoo?
Can you? And they do.
Yeah, I just looked it up. There are vegan shampoo options. Yeah, I would update my consumption as a result of that.
Alright. Fair. I don't really have anything else to say, but I just gotta say. Sorry, my bad. No, let me backtrack real quick. I do have one more thing to say.
Okay.
I genuinely find your demographic to be the most polarizing people.
Oh, you get muted, so muted? Are you like a known troll? I don't know who did.
Yeah. Can I say something? No, because they just server muted me. I told them I disagree.